candidates for Kitchener Centre riding, and I'll begin to my immediate left. For the Liberal Party, John Malloy. The candidate for the Progressive Conservatives, Dave MacDonald. For the New Democratic Party, Cameron Dearlove. The Green Party candidate, Mark Verkuterin. And the Independent candidate, Mark Cordia. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your candidates, and now, without further ado, we'll move on to the opening remarks. And the first candidate to speak will be John Malloy.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I first ran for politics for two reasons. First, because I was concerned that the cuts in the politics of division of the PC government were hurting Ontario. And secondly, because I felt that government was a source of good. I don't believe government holds all the answers, but I think in partnership it can achieve a lot. The voters of Kitchener Centre appear to share this perspective, and I had the privilege of being elected as your MPP in 2003 and 2007. And I have to tell you, it has been an honor to work hard for this community. I also have to tell you, there's been no shortage of hard work. You sent me to Queen's Park to improve our healthcare system and get more doctors. And I was able to help secure a new satellite medical school for downtown Kitchener, a major expansion to Grand River Hospital, including 30 new beds, 192 new long-term care beds through our recently announced initiative at the University of Waterloo. You sent me to Queen's Park to help create jobs and prosperity for our region. And we've seen huge investments in local infrastructure like our new courthouse, major highway projects, and supports for new industries like solar and the continued growth of our high-tech community. And finally, you sent me to Queen's Park to help improve our education system. And over the past 8 years, we have seen our elementary and secondary system flourish, complemented by unprecedented investments in our college, 2 universities, and research institutions. Moving forward, our party has presented a solid, focused plan that addresses key challenges that matter to our community. I'm proud of what we have accomplished over the last 8 years, and my request to you is to continue to let me work hard for the people of Kitchener Centre.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dave MacDonald, your Ontario BC candidate for Kitchener Centre, and I thank you all for taking the time to be here tonight. A big thank you to the Waterloo Region Record for hosting this important event. I've been calling on people in the riding now for the last few months, and I've been listening to their concerns and telling them all about Changebook, which is our fully costed plan for the future of Ontario. I've recently been hearing that people know all about the taxman and the out-of-control spending of the McGuinty-Malloy government for the past 8 years. But I'm also hearing that people want to know what we will do for them. So here are some of the highlights from Changebook. We're committed to bringing relief to hardworking families. We are committed to cleaning up the massive waste that we've identified in government. And we are committed to focusing on what really matters to people, health care and education. And here are some of the things we will do to meet these commitments. We will remove the HST from home heating and from hydro bills. We will cancel a debt retirement charge. We will make the dreaded smart meters optional rather than mandatory. We will reduce provincial income tax by 5%. We will allow income sharing between spouses. We will cut spending by 2% annually, except in the areas of healthcare and education. We will close the LINs in the bloated Ontario Power Authority. And we will look at every one of the 630 agencies, boards, and commissions that do government work, and if they're not performing a useful service, we will close them. We will increase spending on health care by $6.1 billion by year 4. We will increase spending on education by $2 billion. Do you want more of the same broken promises, more of the same tax increases, and more of the same wasteful spending? If not, I ask you to vote for me on October the 6th, because Tim Hudak, myself, and the BC Party will bring the change to Ontario that we need, and then we'll take Ontario back to its place as the engine of Canada's economy rather than the have-not province it has become. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll hear next from Cameron Gilda.
Hey, good evening. My name is Cameron Gilda, and I was born and raised here in Waterloo Region. I studied at Wilfrid Laurier University and Nipissing University. I spent 3 years living abroad. I've been a teacher and an employment counselor, and today I'm asking to be your MVP here at Kitchener Centre. I entered this race to offer something different. I'm not a career politician or someone who has had to face on TV for years. Instead, I come to you as a frontline worker. I've spent the last several years at the Working Centre in downtown Kitchener, working with individuals, trying to help people towards a better life. And there are many people these days that need help. After a generation of provincial Tory and Liberal governments, we have a society that's more unequal, more unfair, and with less opportunity than the Ontario that I grew up in. It doesn't have to be this way. I'm running for the NDP, the party of hope, because I am hopeful for our future. We can have a more equal society, where people have opportunity and access to the services they need if we start putting people first. People are struggling with affordability of life. That's why the NDP was the first party to commit to removing the HST from home heating, hydro, and gas. We have to stop throwing good money after bad at corporations, hoping that they'll provide us with jobs. Instead, we'll reward job creators for investing in Ontario and make sure our government spends their money in Ontario first. We need to redirect healthcare spending from the bloated top and put it in the front lines where it belongs to end the long wait times. And we need to be smart about how we do this. We don't want to end up like Greece, flooded in debt. We need to get our finances in order with affordable change that puts people first. I offer a fresh, creative, frontline perspective. I spend my days listening to people's challenges and barriers and come up with solutions to their problems. I will bring this experience to Queen's Park and add a human element to government, an element that is sorely lacking. I look forward to this debate and to meeting you in the weeks to come in this campaign, and I look forward to earning your trust and your vote.
We'll go next to Mark Akutan.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the Record, Conestoga College, and the audience for being here and for watching. I'm also thankful to be here as I have to fit these debates into my full-time work schedule. It's good to say I'm working 2 jobs. My name is Mark Akutan. I am the Green Party candidate for Kitchener Senate because I believe in their policy of local energy and local food. I grew up in Chatham-Kent, and in my teenage years I spent my parents' small greenhouse and fruit stand business, where I learned about the benefits of local food. Then I went to the University of Waterloo, where I earned my bachelor's degree in math and then in physics. Eventually, I moved back here to work in Kitchener, and I've been living in downtown Kitchener for the past 10 years. Presently, I've been married to my wife for the past 4 years, and I'm living with our 2 cats. I support the Green Party because it's the best party for local food and for energy growth in a sustainable way. I believe that people want to support the local food because it's healthier, more nutritious, more reliable, and better taste and healthier. Also, I'd like to go to the farmers market and support the downtown businesses whenever I can. I believe the future is in green technology, where it's going to be the new industrial revolution for creating jobs for the 21st century. Our plan for independent energy growth and sustainable growth, I believe, is the best to help our economy. We support more small to medium businesses and to develop healthier, environmentally free communities, which would also make Ontario a healthier province and relieve the burden on the healthcare system. I'd like to thank you for your time, and for this production, remember, it's time for green.
Thank you, and now we'll hear from Mark Cordia.
I'm putting myself forward as part of my year-round work, in and out of elections, to not permit the established parties to marginalize the real issues facing everyday people. In Kitchener, Toronto, and across Ontario, poor communities are fighting back against cuts on social spending, such as the cuts to the Ontario Work Special Diets program, and increased taxation, such as the HST. Cutting vital social programs while raising tax on the goods and services needed for daily life means the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. These are the problems facing Ontarians, which must be addressed. While money is handed over to big business, unemployment keeps rising and many youth cannot hope to find an opportunity to enter the job market. In this way, the people are made to pay for the economic crisis caused by big business. Who will bail out the people? I am seeking to rally all those who are opposed or aligned by attempts to criminalize the youth, First Nations, poor and racialized communities, and all those who express their political dissent. Already, Ontarians have seen the Harper government, with the support of the provincial government, commit massive human rights abuses against G20 protesters in the summer of 2010. Now in these elections, the established parties are debating building more super jails and passing more laws which deprive people of their rights, not only as members of civil society, but also their basic rights as human beings. I asked John Malloy, Cameron Dearlove, and Dave MacDonald to condemn the use of illegal force by the Toronto Police Service on the non-violent protesters and to speak out against the use of violence and other means to criminalize dissent. The criminalization of the protests in Toronto is the daily experience of poor and racialized communities across Ontario. It is the experience of workers on picket lines attacked by the police. It is the experience of single, low-income mothers whose children are taken away from them by the government due to poverty. The use of violence to silence all those opposing the state and its anti-human policies must not pass. By voting for me, you are supporting the call for the affirmation of rights of all to security and dissent.